According to the ambitious Operation Barbarossa, launched on June 22, 1941, German forces anticipated capturing Moscow within the first 3 to 4 months, crushing the Soviet Union in a swift blitzkrieg campaign. By late September, Army Group Center, under Field Marshal von Bock, prepared Operation Typhoon, committing 1.8 million troops across 64 divisions, including 16 Panzer and 6 motorized divisions, armed with 14,000 guns, 1,320 aircraft, and about 2,000 tanks. Facing them were 1.25 million Soviet soldiers in 83 divisions of the Western, Bryansk, and Reserve fronts, supported by roughly 1,000 tanks, 71 artillery regiments, 9 cavalry divisions, and scattered reserves. The German plan called for 3 powerful armored thrusts toward Bryansk, Vyazma, and Orel, to split Soviet defenses, encircle and annihilate major Red Army formations west of Vyazma and east of Bryansk, then envelop Moscow from north and south while frontal assaults captured the capital before winter. Summer 1941 brought stunning German successes. Vast swaths of western USSR fell, including Smolensk by early August, positioning panzers perilously close to Moscow. Yet stubborn Soviet defenses at Smolensk tied down up to 20 Wehrmacht divisions, delaying the push. The German command innovated by secretly redeploying Colonel General Erich Hoepner's 4th Panzer Group from Leningrad, enabling history's first simultaneous operation of 3 panzer groups on one front. Typhoon erupted on September 30. Guderian's 2nd Panzer Army struck south near Bryansk, employing bypass tactics to infiltrate rear areas. By October 3rd, Orel fell, and Bryansk front forces under General Yeryomenko faced complete encirclement. Soviet High Command authorized breakout attempts, with some divisions escaping by October 16th, though many survivors scattered into guerrilla warfare, rejoining lines only in winter 1941-42. Exploiting the breach, Guderian's panzers surged toward Tula, prompting desperate Soviet responses. An airborne detachment seized the Orel-Mitsansk highway, clashing with advancing Germans. Colonel Mikhail Katukov's 4th Tank Brigade arrived with T-34s, orchestrating a devastating ambush at Mitsansk. Using roving guns tactics, mobile anti-tank artillery firing bursts then relocating, Katukov created illusions of impregnable lines, destroying 133 German vehicles per Soviet records. This bought vital time to fortify Tula, repelling Guderian's direct assaults. Simultaneously, Army Group Center hammered the reserve and western fronts near Roslav and Dukhovshchina. Within 2 days, German tank wedges completed the Vyazma encirclement, trapping 5 Soviet armies, 2/3 of Western direction forces. By October 10, Germans pressed to Kalinin, captured October 17, and Mozhaisk, abandoned days later. Stalin summoned General Georgy Zhukov from Leningrad. Assessing the front, Zhukov declared defenses collapsed, all roads to Moscow open. He recalled post-war, "When asked what stands out most from the war, I always say the Battle of Moscow. There the fate of Russia was decided." Zhukov rallied Moscow's remnants, constructing the Mozhaisk Line 120 kilometers west of the capital, with anti-tank ditches, hedgehogs, minefields, and dug-in T-34s as pillboxes. Order number 345, October 13, mandated shooting cowards and deserters on sight.
Assault groups of T-34s and cavalry plugged gaps, holding for days until reserves arrived. Critically, intelligence confirmed Japan's neutrality, allowing 30 fresh Siberian divisions, battle-hardened and winter-equipped, to deploy secretly via the Trans-Siberian Railway.
Mid-October intelligence had Germans anticipating victory, but Mojaisk line resistance proved ferocious. On Borodino Field, site of 1812's clash with Napoleon, Siberian 32nd Rifle Division under Colonel Polosin faced SS Das Reich led by Obergruppenführer Paul Hauser. Positional battles raged days. Hauser lost an eye. Nazi propagandist Paul Karel later wrote of Siberians, "They fought steadfastly, not an inch without fierce fighting. Hell blazed on earth." At Maloya Yaroslavets on the Ilinsky line, Podolsk cadets, armed with rifles, machine guns, scant supplies, held Germans for nearly 2 weeks, advancing foes just 300 meters. Flanking panzers met 85 mm anti-aircraft guns in direct fire, repurposed from Moscow's air defenses. Kalinin Front under Konev stalled 9th Army with night feints. Engine noise and fake radio traffic simulated offensives, pinning Germans. Encircled Vyazma-Bryansk units tied down Army Group Center through mid-October's critical days, as autumn Rasputitsa mud choked roads, though it hampered both sides equally.
By early November, fronts stabilized uneasily. The November 7th Red Square Parade, October Revolution Anniversary, held immense symbolic weight amid looming threat. Marshaled by Marshal Budyonny, Zhukov at command post, units marched directly to fronts, signaling unbreakable resolve. Less than a week later, frosts refroze ground, enabling off-road tank movement. 4th Panzer Group ordered, "Days of waiting over, we advance to smash Moscow's last defenses," with frontline divisions issued winter gear. Germans shifted from encirclement to direct breakthroughs. 3rd 4th Panzer Groups massed northwest near Kalinin-Volokolamsk, aiming for Lama River, Volga Reservoir crossings, Moscow-Volga Canal. Guderian's 2nd targeted northeast via Tula through woods, limiting maneuver, but concentrating power. Volokolamsk's defenses cracked after brutal fights. Hopner and Heinhardt seized Klin, November 24th, Solnegorsk, 50 kilometers from Moscow. Rokossovsky's 16th Army, ordered to Istra River, held firm under Zhukov's no-retreat countermand, despite flanking threats.
Late November ferocity peaked. Guderian enveloped Tula, threatening Kashira, a gateway to Moscow. Belov's 2nd Cavalry Corps, dismounted with artillery, halted panzers. Forward Germans observed Moscow via binoculars. November 30, engineers reached Himki, 8 kilometers out. Reinhardt hit Moscow-Volga Canal. Right flank took Krasnaya Polyana, 30 kilometers from center. Tula bypassed, Veniv seized, Kashira outskirts reached, but offensives exhausted. Soviet reserves deployed. Localized counterattacks struck November 27th near Kashira, 29th north of Moscow. December 5, 3 fronts unleashed full counteroffensive, hurling Wehrmacht 100 to 350 kilometers back. 3 days later, Hitler issued Directive 39, mandating Eastern Front defense. 4th Army Chief of Staff Günter Blumentritt reflected, "Turning point of our Eastern campaign. Hopes of knocking Russia out in 1941 collapsed."
Battle of Moscow, September 30th, 1941 to April 20th, 1942, inflicted Wehrmacht's first major World War II defeat, involving over 3 million total combatants, nearly 1.5 million casualties. It shattered blitzkrieg myths and validated Soviet mastery of elastic defense, precision strikes, and reserves. Moscow's fall would have crippled USSR command. Instead, defenders preserved the state, boosting morale worldwide. Germans lost strategic initiative, dozens of commanders sacked. Panfilov's 136th Division exemplified heroism, halting tanks at Volokholamsk. This clash echoed 1812, proving invaders' winter peril, reshaping WWII's Eastern Front.
The Battle of Moscow delivered decisive outcomes that reverberated globally. Soviet counteroffensives cleared Moscow, Tula, Kalinin, Ryazan regions entirely, and parts of Smolensk and Orel, pushing Germans 100 to 350 kilometers back. Hitler sacked dozens of top commanders for the failure, including von Bock. Red Army losses reached 1.8 million against Army Group Center's 500,000. Yet victory proved Wehrmacht beatable by bold offensives, its own weapon turned against it. Allies and neutrals recognized Soviet resilience. Domestic morale soared after 1941 retreats. Zhukov noted it buried Barbarossa entirely. Militarily, it ended blitzkrieg supremacy, forced German defense, and shifted initiative eastward, setting Stalingrad's stage. Heroism, from cadets to Siberians, embodied unyielding defense, ensuring USSR survival and WW2's course.